to make Sri Lanka the most preferred tourist destination in the South Asian region. He made this statement at an event in Colombo yesterday.
The inauguration ceremony of the Centre for Research and Sustainability Studies in Tourism was held under the auspices of Deputy Minister of Economic Development Lakshman Yapa Abewardena.
We have high ambitions for the tourism sector with hope of making Sri Lanka the topmost preferred destination in the South Asian region. This is a huge ask from the industry, huge for achievable. They and the private sectors have invested heavily on the infrastructure, marketing efforts and the human resources development to package the natural and cultural endeavors in the Sri Lanka has to offer to the rest of the world.
The Chief Minister of the North Central Province, S.M. Ranjit Samarkand, assumed duties today.
The new Chief Minister assumed duties at the North Central Provincial Council office. A group including the family members of S.M. Ranjit and politicians were present at the occasion. There were various obstacles and commitments which were made in order to obtain this post. It was the wish of the people in Anuradhapura that turned into preferential votes. I know the value of it. This post has been given to the public, not to me. Meanwhile, the opposition leader of the North Central Provincial Council, Kings Nelson, and the members of the opposition took oaths before the governor of the province, Karunaratna Diwulunage, this morning. I hope to render my service to the people of the North Central Province as a representative of the United National Party. We are committed to serving the people.
And up next is Action TV.
This school principal, who received her appointment from the Public Service Commission following an interview conducted by the Ministry of Education and was arbitrarily prevented from taking up her position for the past 4 months, officially commenced duties as a principal of a national school today. Instead of fulfilling his duty of facilitating the environment for the school principal to take up duties, the Secretary to the Ministry of Education ordered her taking up office to be temporarily suspended. The most serious issue here is that the Deputy Minister of Education implicitly acknowledges this illegal order of the Secretary by making an entry in the logbook at the school. Ironically, it is only administrative officials who are entitled to make entries in such logbooks, not public representatives. It is only yesterday that the Secretary to the Ministry of Education set up the groundwork so that this principal can take up office today. Incidentally, a fundamental rights petition was filed by the school principal, stating inter alia that she is being prevented from taking up duties, which is before the Supreme Court. In this petition, the Secretary to the Ministry of Education is a respondent. This fundamental rights petition was granted leave to proceed. 3 other principals of national schools who also receive appointments in a similar manner are yet to take up office. One of these schools is Amarasuri Vidyalaya, Meepavala, where a negative environment was created to prevent the principal, who was properly appointed, from taking up duties about 3 years ago. This school, where the principal's seat was vacated because of a bribery incident, is receiving a duly appointed replacement after a lapse of 3 years today.
Mayor of Kaduwela, A.H. Buddhadasa, says that Minister Wimal Weerawangsa should apologise to the people of Kaduwela. He made this statement at an event held in the Kaduwela Municipal Council today.
If Wimal Weerawangsa has any shame, he should apologise to the people of Kaduwela. He should be ashamed that he lost to this old man, Buddhadasa. We defeated him and made him kneel down not once, not twice, but thrice. I may be an old man, but I promise you that I will continue my battle against Wimal Weerawangsa. This event was organised to present letters of appointment for 300 permanent jobs in the state service.
A protest was launched in Kilinochchi today on the basis of several demands, including the right to live and resettlement. Now, this particular protest was organized by the Tamil National Alliance.
Representatives of the Tamil National Alliance, Tamil National People's Front and Democratic People's Front participated in the protests, which commenced opposite the district secretariat in Kilinochchi. Large crowds participated in the protest. The protesters urged that they be resettled in their original locations. Several protesters also demanded the government to find their missing relatives.
அந்த
100,000 people are still residing with their relatives and in camps. They have been forcibly removed from the camps and resettled in forest areas. The army in those areas should withdraw so that these individuals can settle there. The army should withdraw from those areas. We are launching this protest requesting immediate approval to resettle the people in those areas. The army should withdraw from the Karadi Panjan, Marudanagar, Krishnapuram and Iranai Tivu areas where the people have resettled.
A new species of tree frog has been discovered in Sri Lanka.
This frog named Polypodetes ranvellai was discovered in the Gillimale Reserve. The credit for discovering this amphibian, which is endemic to Sri Lanka, goes to the late Dr. Sanjeeva Ranvella. A research team headed by Dr. Ranvella first came across a species in the Gillimale Reserve in 2000. In spite of the sudden demise of Dr. Sanjeeva Ranvella, the research team headed by the chairman of the Amphibian and Reptile Foundation, Mendis Wickramasinghe, took his discovery to the world. The tree frog, which has been named after the man who discovered it, lives high on tree tops, but in the present season it comes down to eye level. The late Dr. Amit Munindadasa and Dr. Prithviraj Fernando made up the rest of the research team. Current estimates know that Polypodetes ranvellai may only have a habitat of 5 square kilometers.
Starting off with news from the cricket field, the first Super 8 match of the ICC World 2020 went down to the super over for the decider, and Sri Lanka managed to come out on top and defeat New Zealand.
New Zealand won the toss and decided to take first release of the wicket at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium in Kandy. New Zealand posted 174 runs with a loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 20 overs, with a run rate of 8.7 runs an over. New Zealand's Rob Nicol and Martin Gaptill put on an opening stand of 57 runs. Nicol top scored for the Kiwis with 58 runs, which comprised of 3 fours and 4 sixes. Akila Dhananjaya, who became the 47th Sri Lankan to play an international 2020 and also the youngest, met with an unfortunate incident in the 12th over of the match. He, however, managed to bag 2 Kiwi wickets for 32 runs in his 4 overs.
Up by the eye somewhere.
That was hit hard. It broke through his little hands and hit him.
Down to long off. Does he get there? He's got a wicket! Oh, he's got one straight away! He's a tiny little lad. Bowls little spinners this way. Well, that's in the air, and this will be at court. There's a man at deep mid-wicket. Down it comes. Yes, he's got his second. The 3.
Meanwhile, Nuwan Kulasekara bagged 2 wickets for 33 runs in his 4 overs.
Boys hit that one hard. That'll be out. Dilshan's got him. Dilshan's got him.
Mahela Jayawardene and Tilakawatne Dilshan began the Lankan chase and put on a partnership of 84 runs. Sri Lanka also scored their fastest 50 runs in a T20 World Cup in just 25 deliveries today. Sri Lanka also scored the highest number of runs in a power play as well. Sri Lankan's Mahela Jayawardene and Tilakawatne Dilshan also passed the 1,000 runs mark in the 2020 format of the game. Dilshan top scored for Sri Lanka with a 53 ball 76 runs.
That's it. Who's hit that one hard? That's beautifully played. That's 4. That'll relieve the pressure.
Sri Lanka posted 174 runs for 6 to level the scores.
They've got Southey from round the wicket. Right up in the...
The game then went into a super over per side to decide the final result. Sri Lanka batting first scored 13 for 1.
Yeah, this is going to be caught. Will it? No, it won't. Will it get to the boundary? No, it won't. They'll get 2. They're coming back for 3.
The Lankans managed to defend their total of 13 as New Zealand were restricted to 7 runs in their super over.
That's a brilliant catch under pressure. Right up there, it's off the inside edge, it's running down towards the boundary. Malinga's arm goes in the air. Sri Lanka have won in the super over.
Now, England and the West Indies are currently battling it out in the second game of the Super 8 stage, which is currently underway at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium in Kandy. For the very latest, we are now joined by Sports First Mahina Bongso live via Skype.
Thank you very much, Sonali. Well, West Indies won the toss and decided to bat first. Then a short while ago, they forced a total of 179 for 5 in their allotted 20 overs. Chris Gale and Johnson Charles opened the batting for the West Indies. And as predicted, Chris Gale was on fire tonight. He hammered 58 runs off 35 balls, his 9th half-century, including 6 boundaries and 4 sixes. Gale built a strong opening stand with Johnson Charles, a 103-run stand. However, that partnership came to an end when Stephen Finn safely secured the prize wicket to Chris Gale for 58 of 35 balls. As I said, Graham Swan delivery. Johnson Charles, however, stood firm. He really batted as the anchor man for the West Indies. His wickets fell around him. He went on to make his maiden half-century. While wickets fell around him, Marlon Samuels was unimpressive, out for 2 rounds. Kiran Pollard, we all expected him to come out strong for the West Indies, but however, he too was out for 1-1. Dwayne Bravo made not out 11 runs, but the top scorer and the man of today's West Indies innings was definitely Johnson Charles, who made 84 runs off 56 balls, a whopping 10 boundaries, 3 sixes, an amazing performance by Johnson Charles to take West Indies to 179 for 5 in 20 overs. Take a look at the England bowling. Well, Stuart Broad picked up 2 wickets for 26 runs. Stephen Finn, Jay Dernbach, and Graham Swan picked a wicket each for England. But obviously the innings for West Indies was dominated mostly by Chris Gale and Johnson Charles. They have to wait and see how the England batsmen are going to chase down this target at the Pallekele International Stadium. Talking about the crowd, well, there's a scattering of crowd here and there, but not as much as we saw during the Sri Lanka versus New Zealand match, obviously. But nevertheless, a good support for West Indies and England here. This is Mahina Bongso reporting for Sports First. It's back to Nadeem and Sonali.
And that's a wrap from all of us here at News First.
I'm Nadeem Majid.
And I'm Sonali Manikvadage.
Good night.